Desire is the fire that stirs a man up to action. Anyone that has a great and a positive desire in their lives, they will never remain grounded in one particular spot of life. There will always be in action, objectively and productively. That's what desire does. When you have a strong desire, it's like the fire within your body. That desire is what simply ignites your body into action. And you cannot remain in the same spot. You'll always be flaming up into action so as to produce the result that you simply desire or you simply expect as a person. Desire is the engine that powers your dream into reality. In other words, when you don't have the desire, the dream becomes just an empty dream. But when your dream is synchronized with the desire, because whatever you desire eventually emanates to dream, then that particular desire is what powers your dream into reality. And I pray that your dream will become a reality as a result of that desire that you have or that God has given as a person. In Jesus' name. Men and women that have a strong desire are people that are deliberate, that are intentional in their quest for actualizing their dreams and visions. They are so deliberate. Their level of audacity, the tenacity is just up there. Whatever they do is with that drive that can never be, can't even be stopped by any person or anything. People with those great desires and positive desires, they are very deliberate, very intentional. Every dream that you have and every vision can only become into reality when the desire that you have is transformed or translated into concrete actions. You can be having this great desire that are positive and productive and objective, yet you remain in the closet. Now, you break all the mental limits, you break all the social limits, you break all the environmental limits and step out of that which limits everybody else and begin to move in the realms where limitations are not even voiced by any person. Why? Because when you move in this realm where any limit is voiced, then you are also moved in the realm like the eagles. The eagle, as you very well know, actually the bird that flies higher in the animal, in the bird kingdom, and you know that pretty well. So when you have this particular dream and you have this desire, the desires that you have must translate into concrete actions. They have to become concrete so as to simply, not just actions that are liquid, that are sandy, concrete. I mean, they're just so concrete in the sense that, you can't sink. They're concrete, they're firm. Those actions are immovable. Those actions are progressive. So the desires that you have must be transformed. They must translate into concrete actions for you to simply, actualize that dream and that vision that you have as a result of the desire. Just want to give all these few nuggets for you to understand how to go about your desire, your dream, and your goals in the journey of life. Strong desires and positive ones, as a matter of, and positive ones, they'll always create a relentless determination. They will always prompt one to become so determined, so sold out to this great particular purpose or this dream. And this determination will eventually kind of prompt your mind to begin to become productive in thinking. You'll begin to have what you call creative thinking, strategic thinking, productive thinking, progressive thoughts. Ideas will begin to emanate from your mind. Why? Because the determination does not give a room for your mind to remain dormant in terms of thinking, or neither to just think about anything. No. You think of those ideas that are meant to simply help you, furnish you, equip you, and enable you to simply actualize that dream. Because you have such a great determination, you become relentless. You become so passionate in this quest of seeing to it that actually your dream, your vision becomes a reality. But this comes as a result of someone having a strong desire. There are people, you see them, they're so determined. You look at some people like in our own country, you look at people, the athletes, those guys that do short races and long races, they are always so determined. They are so passionate. They are sold out. They train for 4 months. They only run for 2 hours. The world talks about them. Think about that. Their sacrifice is almost for 4 months, 6 months, every day, early in the morning. They're running up and down, just ensuring their body understands that indeed they have to simply actualize their dreams. The pain is not something they're going to simply listen to. No. That which is ahead simply enables them to simply overlook the pain, because the crown is always greater than the pain that one goes through. You need to understand that. You want to see yourself at the top of life, then develop this determination as a result of strong desire. You'll see, you'll start shining, you'll see great things happen in your life as a person. People with strong desires to succeed and achieve great things in life, they also have this particular virtue of persistence. They are so persistent. They are willing to endure, to persevere. Persistence will wear any resistance that may be coming your way. But in the absence of desire, then persistence cannot simply be applicable, cannot even be, exhibited out of somebody's life. But when one has this strong desire to achieve great things, then they are going to employ this particular principle of persistence. It's a virtue by itself. You'll become persistent. You'll persevere. You'll be able to endure any difficult on the way. And even when failure shows up, you don't simply sit back. You don't simply get grounded in failure. You use failure as a platform to learn and to become more wiser and more smarter as you advance towards the great heights of your dreams. Setbacks become stepping stones to move you forward. When you have a strong desire, you can wear out every resistance that comes against you. And I believe you'll be able to do the same, to see to it that your dreams come to fruition. In Jesus' name. Positive and great desire is what separates you from other persons. Anyone that has to simply be a subject of hope and inspiration to others must also be willing to step out from the crowd. When you simply choose to wear the same uniform, the same mindset that everybody has, then you cannot simply become a subject of inspiration to others. You must be willing to simply step out in the realm where only a few can step. In the realm where challenges are enormous. I keep telling people, swimming in a swimming pool is quite easy because just go train and you swim there. You find your fellow swimmers there. But I came to discover one particular thing that is very interesting and very intriguing. For you to be called a diver, or those American SEALs, those naval forces, forget about just any soldier in the Navy. No, there are special divers. Let me just call them divers. These divers, their training is not in the swimming pool. Their training is normally done either in the Pacific, Indian Ocean, or Atlantic Ocean. That place, we have all kind of, we have the whales, we have the sharks, we have all manner of deadly creatures beneath the sea. And when you are armed, well equipped, and you are thrown under the waters, those massive waters, then trust you me, you have nobody to pat your shoulders and tell you, wow, keep doing it. No, you're fighting for that destiny by yourself as a person. You want to become a subject of inspiration to generations that are waiting. You are fighting all the limits that have been, that might have been mounted over your life through in the manner the way you have been brought up, areas that have been engaged, or rather you have been inclined to over time. You're breaking all those limits. You can imagine somebody that is simply diving in the Indian Ocean. The crowd are not there to watch and witness. That's a great people that achieve great things. I'll tell you today, they are always developed and molded in silence and secrecy. When they show up in the public domain, is to simply unfold and manifest that which they've been simply pursuing behind the scenes. I hope you do understand. They have lonely nights. They have nights of tears. But they are so determined. And that's what makes great people from average people. When you become an average person, you don't want to feel the pain, yet you want the gain. Your success is equivalent to the price you pay. Let nobody lie to you. There are no shortcuts to great heights in life. I said again, your success is synonymous with the price that you pay, because the value of anything reflects the price. The choice is yours as a person. You must understand the law process. So when you have this great desire, you'll be willing to do whatever it takes. You'll be different, you'll be separate from others. You have to be willing to leave the crowd. Sometimes you must walk away from your peers, not because you hate them, no. Because you have to simply break from the norm and go to the place that is not normal. You must break from the familiar grounds and go to unfamiliar grounds, where your mind can be able to break from the norm and begin to step into the realm of the unusual in terms of thinking as a person. And I'm challenging you as a person today. Begin to simply give yourself into this great cause that you have, or this great desire, and you see things happening. Choose to be different from among many. Choose to be an icon of inspiration amongst your peers, and within your generation. And that is possible. There are many people that stood those days. Today we simply learn from them. History always avails that which they did and helps us to simply get motivated, get inspired by what they did. Today we are beneficiaries of what they stood for and what they believed and what they were able to accomplish. Can you stand to be counted as well in your generation? Can you stand to be counted in this country, in Africa, and all over the world? Can you be among many that have been standing for the sake of bettering the lives of others? I believe you can, and I believe you will. Desire creates power. A man of great positive desire cannot be ignored. When you have a great desire, when you have a great desire as a person and as a woman, as a man or a woman, the world cannot ignore you. They can only ignore you in those initial stages. But as time goes by, you'll become a person that you cannot be ignored. Your influence, your impact will be so loud, like a blast, that nobody will be able to ignore you. Right now you may be ignored by so many persons. Your friends may ignore you. Your relatives may ignore you. Your workmates may ignore you. People, your neighbors may ignore you because you don't seem to be having anything different that is emanating from you. But as you simply understand these particular principles and put into practice nuggets, I can tell you, the world will never ignore you. One great actor said many years back, I had to make a statement. When you know what you want, the world will give you your space. That's very true. That is very true. Once you know what you want as a person and you go for it, the world will give you your space. Do you know what you want? Do you know what you desire as a person? Get prepared for the world to give you your space. Strong desires will expose you to great opportunities that simply are synonymous with your desire. Those opportunities you simply get are going to simply replicate, or they're going to be as a result of the desire that you have. You cannot give a person opportunities who doesn't have a desire for it. And I've said this before, because they don't value it, they'll waste it. They'll waste it. Literally, they'll waste it. Anything that you cannot simply pay a price for, you'll eventually waste it. Literally. So they say what comes easy goes easy. And that is true. So opportunities are out there, great opportunities. But this can only be accorded them that have great desires and are willing to step up and pay the price to utilize these opportunities that eventually transform into that which they've been expecting in their lives as time goes by. A strong desire is the greatest motivator of every human action. The desire for success implants success conscience, which in turn creates vigorous and ever-increasing habit of success. In other words, when you have a strong desire, you remain a person that is progressively motivated to achieve great things in life. There are those people that even don't need to set up an alarm to wake up. No. Their body has been already become disciplined with the fact that at this time I'm supposed to wake up. I know that those who work at night, I do understand, so they can be able to do something during the day, or they can rest during the day. It doesn't matter what time you simply engage into these productive activities, but the fact remains, when your body is disciplined to the subject of success, When you become cautious of success and progress, then trust you me, you will always remain motivated, even when things don't appear to be quite pleasant and encouraging. You'll become so vigorous, you'll become so dedicated in the pursuit of that which you want to accomplish as a person in your journey of life. And I want to say this as I close. Strong desire transcends everything. It surpasses everything. Strong desire surpasses everything. It's my prayer that God will grant you a great desire to see to it that you stand amongst many and become a blessing to many as well, as God helps you to materialize that big dream that you have, that big vision that you have. If you look back, history is less crowded when it comes to great persons. They can easily be identified. If you go century by century by century, you can be able to know who stood in this century, who stood in this century. You can tell if you go back and look at the history of humanity. But yet, there are numerous people that existed even those days. But you can be able to spot out and be able to simply, you can do that. One day I happened to go to the Capitol Hill in the US. A friend of mine took me there, and I was able to see the statues of some of the people that stood for great things to happen in America. Some of the statues that I was able to simply come across was like for Martin Luther King, Abraham Lincoln, just to mention but a few. But there are many people that live in America. There are many people that were there during their day. How comes their statues are not in the Capitol Hill? Let me tell you something. When you stand for something great, history will not simply forget you. Generations will benefit from the great heights you were able to simply get to because of your desire, determination, because of your zealousness, because of your passion. Stand to become a blessing to your generation. Don't compromise. Don't give in. Don't become a coward. Develop a strong desire, and great things are going to happen in your life and through your life. God will help you by His grace. Stay blessed. In Jesus' name.